And a very good morning to you. How are you? I'm Adrian Kennedy, and that man there beside me is Mr. Jeremy Dixon. You're very welcome along to Opinions Matter with Adrian and Jeremy for this Friday, the 14th of May. Now, we've a lot coming up. We've a few things to discuss with you. In just a while, we're going to have Good News Friday. And when you hear this music, you know that, the lads must be doing Good News Friday, which we will be in a couple of minutes' time. Okay, we will have Good News Friday very, very soon. But before that, we want to have a conversation with you about an email that was sent in to us. And by the way, you can send us a message through our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Adrian K and Jeremy D, which you know that because you're watching it. Isn't that right? I'm here anyway, and Jeremy is there. And Jeremy, this is an interesting debate. I'll read out the email in a second, but this is an interesting debate that a lot of parents are having at this very moment.
Yeah, so things have obviously gotten a lot better over the last couple of weeks. The vast majority, you'd like to think that the vast majority of grandparents are now vaccinated. Many have even got their second jab. I know my mother and my mother-in-law both got their second jab last week, and the sense of freedom that they feel is unbelievable. So we've a huge one. Did we reach 2 million vaccinations there the other day? So
that's right. Yep.
You know, things are getting better, but there's obviously still, we're being asked to err on the side of caution, especially when it comes to children and stuff like that. And, a lot of parents are now toying with the fact of, how much freedom do we let our kids have when it comes to playing with other kids or going into other houses or going to parties, which we're going to talk about in a moment, because even though your kids are all back in school, well, I'd like to think they're all back in school at this stage, and they're all in pods in school. I know our young fella Luke, when he goes to school, he's in a pod, and they don't mix those pods indoors anyway. They don't, so they're all at separate.
Different story when they're out in the playground.
Yeah, completely. But at least that's out in the open air. I mean, we still haven't brought either of our children to a playground yet, because I just believe.
Have you not?
That it's no.
It's outdoors, as you just said. What's the difference between bringing them to a playground and letting them play around with friends in school?
No, it is outdoors, but it's playgrounds even before the pandemic, before COVID came along. They're a hotbed for germs, and you have kids licking swings and sliding down with their face, sliding down on slides and stuff like that.
Okay, I think that's a bit over the top now to be not letting kids in playgrounds. They wouldn't be open if they weren't safe places to be. But anyway, that's a different conversation.
That's our personal thing. Yeah, so different parents are having different debates at the moment about how much freedom to allow their children to have, i.e., should they let their kids go to other mates' houses for sleepovers? And should they let their kids go to children's birthday parties? Because of course, when kids in your child's class have a birthday party, the invite goes out into the school bag and it comes home, and then you're faced with the debate that this woman is faced with, where she has to decide: is it safe to let little Johnny go to a house party with 20 other kids? And you know what? Let's not slam parents who are still a bit edgy about this whole thing, because you can't blame a parent if they're still a bit edgy about letting their kids go into a house with 20 other kids.
Okay, I'm going to read the email that came into us in just a second. But if you are watching us, firstly, thank you very much indeed for watching in. And you can share this video onto your own Facebook page so that everybody can join in this debate. We want to find out, is it a bit of an overreaction? A year and 3 months nearly into this pandemic, when we know elderly people are now protected, the amount of people in hospital from this virus is lower than it's been since last October. Things are on the up. But I want you to listen to this message that came in on our Facebook page yesterday. And it says, "Hi guys, great to hear you back. We haven't gone anywhere, by the way, Pam. I'm looking for opinions and advice. My son, who is 7, came home from school yesterday with an invite to his friend's birthday party next Saturday, and I don't know what to do. The fact that it's happening indoors as well worries me, as few of us parents have been talking in our WhatsApp group this morning, and 4 of them are not letting their children go. When they're in class, they are in pods that don't mix. But there's no way you can keep 20 kids apart at a birthday party. I think it's putting us parents under a lot of pressure, sending out birthday invites like this. My son's birthday is in June, and I don't think it'll be a huge party. Maybe a small group of friends outdoors, but certainly nothing like this. Am I being too cautious? And that's from a lady called Pam. So 20 kids at the birthday party next week, and it's indoors. It's going to be in the house. And obviously, in fact, I was looking at the weather for next weekend, and it's not looking particularly
everything's
wonderful.
going to be in the house next weekend. Anything that happens next week is in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So even if you're planning an outdoor party, if you're planning a party, you may end up having it indoors. So is she being a little bit overcautious to be saying, I do not want my child going to this birthday party? I'd love to get your opinion on this. Send us a WhatsApp voice note right now to 085 825 2626. Simple number to remember. Put it in your phone as Opinion Matters with Adrian and Jeremy. And the number again is 085 825 2626. It's a very easy number to remember. Put it into your phone as Adrian and Jeremy. Is she being overcautious? You don't think so. You think this is a fair enough decision if she doesn't feel safe.
Okay, before people start judging, and I'm just looking at the comments coming in saying, already saying, okay, Karen, calm down, Karen, and all that. She's not being a Karen. What she's trying to
she is being a Karen. No, she is. At this stage of this whole pandemic, she's being very Karenish, in my opinion. From next Monday, we'll be able to go shopping. We'll be able to do what we want. We can travel around the country. The only thing that isn't normal from next Monday is hospitality, bars and restaurants and stuff like that. But that's happening in another couple of weeks. There are very few people in hospital now with COVID-19 because the vulnerable have now been protected by vaccine. So the people who are catching it still are the majority, 80% are under 45. They're not ending up very sick. They're not ending up in hospital, and they're not dying. That's the simple fact. So we're over the worst of this pandemic. And the least affected in terms of illness, even if they do contract it, the least affected we know have been children, particularly young children.
That's not really the issue, though. That's not the issue.
What is the issue then?
Okay, we don't know this woman's circumstances. She could have somebody living in that house who has a very weakened immune system. I mean, you just don't know. Nobody is afraid. I mean, all through the pandemic, we were never really afraid that both our kids would get. That wasn't the major fear. Wasn't that both our kids would get?
So what
COVID.
was the major fear?
The major fear was that they would get it and unknowingly pass it on to a family member who.
Okay, but as you've just said.
Was high risk.
Your kids' grandparents are now fully vaccinated. My own parents are fully vaccinated. I went over to my mom's house yesterday for her 75th birthday, and she was there with 4 of her friends in the house, all of them fully vaccinated. And it was great to see. So there is normality coming back. And so even if a young child with COVID-19 strolled in my mother's front door yesterday, even if she got it, she's not going to get sick. So this whole thing about protecting the vulnerable, yes, we had to do that a year ago. It's not as much of an issue now. And when I hear people saying, I won't let my child go to a playground, I won't let my child go to a party, I think now at the point we're at in this pandemic, particularly for young children, I think it's way over the top.
Okay, let's hear from a woman, a mother who's in this position where she has a child's party coming up next week.
Okay, let's have a listen to this.
Hey guys, I actually got a similar invite there recently from my daughter to go to a birthday party, but like I've just outright said, no way, you're not going. Like I am not taking any chances until this like vaccination rollout is complete and until things are back to normal. Like there's no way. I don't know how any parent would be stupid enough to either have a party or let their kids go to a party. Like what is wrong with these people? They're still like numerous deaths every day, still over 400, 500 cases a day. Like, are people stupid? I really don't get it.
Okay.
Well, that's you, Adrian. And I mean, it's very easy for you to sit there and pontificate about how parents should be lax with their children and stuff like that. But you don't have 2 young children. You don't have that concern. You know, you're saying your parents are both vaccinated. They got the second jab, so you know, you feel safe going into their house. But you don't have young children. You know, and not every grandparent.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question again. I'm going to ask the question again, and I'm going to direct it at you and to that lady who just sent the message. Your child goes to a birthday party next weekend, okay? And there's 20 kids at the party. What are you worried about?
Super spreading, basically. For every one of those 20 kids that are at that party, you don't know what they have been. I mean, there's been two types of parenting going on in the last year and a half with this pandemic. Yeah, there's parents who have done their utmost to keep their children safe. Okay, and without singing our own praises, I would put us in that bracket that we've done everything we can to keep our kids safe. We haven't taken.
Okay, I'm going to ask. Sorry, Jeremy, I have to cut across you. I'm going to ask the question again. What are you worried about if your child was to go to a birthday party next weekend? Super spreading and what? Spreading it to fit and healthy people who aren't going to get very sick from it?
I don't want to get COVID.
No,
and my wife certainly doesn't. My wife certainly doesn't want to get COVID. Even though the grandparents are vaccinated, that doesn't mean they're fully protected. The vaccinations is fully protect you against COVID.
It does protect you from serious illness and death. And death.
450 odd cases yesterday. It's not gone away.
80. But the point, and this is why the NEFIT are easy enough with relaxing restrictions, because 82%, I think it was yesterday, of people who contracted COVID-19 yesterday are under the age of 45. So they are not going to end up in hospital by and large, because they're not going to get very sick and they're certainly not going to die. And that's why, and in fact, at the very start of this, I remember having conversations with people like, let's protect the elderly and let the rest of us get on with our lives. That's nearly where we're at now, that the elderly and the vulnerable and the medically vulnerable, they are all protected now. So let's just get on with things.
Okay, listen to this from Kieran. Hi, lads. Love the show. I totally agree about this. Is kind of separate, but it's not really. I totally agree about not going to playgrounds. We have a toddler, nearly 2, but was a premature baby, so afraid, as we've been told, that the baby still may have a weakened immune system. See, and there you go. You see,
okay, that's a very specific reason. That's a very specific reason. Your kids are fit and healthy and they haven't been to a playground. I just think that is way over the top. And I think that if playgrounds were a big issue, they've been open all through level 5 since last January, and they have been. And they wouldn't have been left open if they were worried. And I honestly think it's way over the top that your daughter has never actually been on a slide. And she's running around walking now and has never been on a slide. I think that's pathetic, to be quite honest. What is the worst thing that can happen to her on a slide? She can fall off the slide. Not that she's going to walk out with a virus. Anyway, let's have a listen to Lauren's message.
Sorry, Lauren, there's one above it, actually. Can we hear from the one above it there? Because this woman is in this having this dilemma as well herself at the moment.
Hi, lads. On the topic of birthday parties, my daughter's birthday is next Thursday. She'll be 7, and it didn't even cross my mind to send invites, because as far as I was concerned, the school weren't allowing invites to be sent out. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't bother sending invites and why I didn't plan a party. My partner's stepkids will be down over the weekend. He has 3 kids. I have 1. So we will have a little party, a little cake, some balloons, some presents, and music, and she'll still have a great time, and she'll still have a little party without the crowd and the risks and everything else. Obviously, if them other people don't want to go to a party, that is their opinion. I just didn't think that we were allowed to do. I know restrictions have been lifted, but I just didn't think as far as schools were concerned we were allowed to do parties or send out invites. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's just going to be 4 kids, and it's going to be a little party, but it's 4 kids who are already living together, if you get what I mean. So,
yep.
The sad part about that message, the sad part about that message is that's the second year in a row that child has had a birthday party like that. The second year in a row. And my point, no, I'm not going to call her a Karen. I think, in my humble opinion, it is over the top at this stage in the pandemic to be stopping kids being together, to be stopping kids going to playgrounds, to be stopping kids having a birthday party. I'm not talking about 50 kids crammed into a room. I'm talking about a small enough group of kids. I just don't get what the problem is. I really don't.
Okay. let's find out which side, because it's very divisive, this is. Let's find out which side everybody listening and watching today is on. Okay, so it's a simple yes, no answer. So we will get out your phone now, open WhatsApp and send us a WhatsApp to 085 825 2626. So here's the question. And we just want a yes, no answer to 085 825 2626. If your child, okay, we're talking about preteen children here now at this moment. Yes. If your child came home from school today with an invite for a classmate's birthday party next weekend, would you let them go? A simple yes or no to 085 825 2626. Okay, so little Johnny arrives home to you at 3 o'clock today. Mammy, daddy, I got an invite to Jake's party next Saturday. Would you let your child go? Yes or no? Because Adrian seems to think that the majority of people are going to say yes. I think you'll be surprised by this.
Okay, but let's see if I'm going to be surprised. Send us a yes or no to 085 825 2626. If your child came home from school today with an invite for a friend's birthday party next weekend, let's say, would you let your child go? Yes or no to 085 825 2626. We're really interested to find out whether or not you would let them go. Okay, 085 825 2626. I think, in my opinion, Jeremy, people are at a stage where they are. I won't say over this, because we're not over this.
No, but fed up. They're fed up.
But fed up. Yes,
they want life back. They want life back to normal.
Yes,
and it was even interesting to see. It was interesting to see our Katie, who has been probably one of the most cautious people through this whole pandemic, that she went to Tato Park the other day.
Oh my God! Oh, a playground! Oh my God! The child's going to die.
We went to Tato Park last year when it reopened as well. No, but I'm just saying.
But again, I have to bring you back to what you said a couple of minutes ago, that your children have not been in a playground since March of last year. For the life of me, can't get my head around that.
If it makes you happy, I'll bring them today. Well, I don't know. I'd have to check with the missus. I mean, she might be a bit cautious about it, but Jesus, they're not going around crying every day because they haven't been to a playground. So I think
right, send us a yes or no to 085 825 2626 and put that number in your phone, by the way. Save it as Adrian and Jeremy. If your child, and we're talking about preteen children, if your young child got an invite to a birthday party next weekend, are you going to let them go? That is the question. Lauren got a birthday invite for this weekend. Let's have a listen to Lauren's WhatsApp voice note.
Yeah, look, my daughter is invited to a party on Sunday. Now there's only 8 kids going from our class, and I rang my friend for her advice to see what she would think. And well, she just said to me, well, if they're all in the same class anyway, like what difference does it really make? So my daughter was very good. She said she didn't mind whatever my decision was. So I just said to her she could go, like, because it really doesn't make any sense for her not to go. She's mixing with all these kids in school, and yeah, they're in pods, but at lunch break, they're out, you know, and they're not really in all their pods, and they're not. So what is the point in holding her back? Like, it's her birthday in a couple of weeks and she's not having a party, man. So she said, look, can I have a party maybe next year? And I said, yeah, that's grand. That was her decision. Like, so, yeah, I think each their own. I mean, 20, I in a house, I don't know personally about 20, but you know, just a few kids, they're out of the same class. Like, it really makes no difference. It's just the same as another school day, having all the kids in.
All right, Lauren, thanks very much indeed. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a WhatsApp to 085 825 2626. And as I said, save that number in your phone as Adrian and Jeremy. 085 825 2626. And if you're watching us abroad, you can just put it 353 in front of that. 353 85 825 2626.
Now, this is very interesting on Facebook from Pauline. And she says, that lady on WhatsApp is right. We have to sign a declaration in school saying that we basically have stuck to the rules. So the school definitely won't allow invitations to be sent out. Anytime a child is absent, we have to sign it. And for example, schools were closed for the bank holiday on the Tuesday. We can't send them back on the Wednesday unless the declaration is being completed. Now, that's very interesting. I don't know. I don't do any of that stuff. for Luke's schools. My missus looks after all that. But I'd be interested to find out now if Luke's school had a similar declaration. I presume that's to cover themselves, is it? So that the school
it is to cover themselves. Yeah.
Now, listen, we've asked parents to play by the rules, and they've said that they have. So it's not our fault if there's a breakout.
All right, 085-825-2626. Send us a WhatsApp with a yes or no. If your child got an invite to a birthday party next weekend, would you let them go? Yes or no? And by the way, invites don't have to be handed out in school. They can be given outside school or whatever. 085-825-2626. Matthew sent us this WhatsApp voice note.
Hey, lads. Nice to listen to you here. Tell Jeremy that the playgrounds were only closed at the start of the pandemic as they didn't know anything about the virus. So playgrounds are actually safe because they opened them very, very quickly.
Okay. Michael sent us this message.
I definitely let my child go to a birthday party who's invited to one anytime soon. They've missed out on so much now, and we're at the end of this nearly. So, yeah, I don't think the kids should miss out anymore. Happy Friday, lads.
All right. Thanks very much indeed, Michael. And that's where I'm at now. I'll be honest. I think kids have missed out far too much. This has gone on for 14 months now. Kids haven't had birthday parties. So any child now celebrating a birthday has most likely, this is their second year of not having a proper birthday party. And it is.
Okay, what about those play zones then that everybody goes to? I mean, they aren't open. There's no sign of them opening again anytime soon. I don't think there was any talk about them. Would you feel safe if you had young children going into one of those play zones?
Yeah.
All jumping in those plastic ball pits together. And
the thing about this COVID-19 thing, and I can't stress this enough, back in January when nobody had a vaccine, 2,000 people were in hospital with this virus. A lot of them were elderly people, and sadly, an awful lot of people died as a result of that wave back in January. The majority of the people who died were elderly people. All of the people in that age group and the medically vulnerable, the people who are most likely to get very sick from COVID-19 are now vaccinated. So the rest of people, and again, like I said, 82% of people yesterday that were diagnosed with the virus are under 45. So they are not likely to end up in hospital. They're not likely to be very sick. They're likely to have very few symptoms, and they can get on with their lives after they've quarantined for 2 weeks. The point I'm making is we are at a different stage in this pandemic now. People are not ending up in hospital and are not dying. And that's why, even though the case numbers are still quite high, Tony Holohan is fairly relaxed about the shops opening next week. So I think for children, we need to let them get on with their lives. We'd love to hear from you.
You're saying that the shops are opening next week. That's fair enough. Why can you not use changing rooms then if it's all back to normal and everything's back safe? Why can't we...
That will happen in time. Let's have a listen. Did I play Michael's voice note yet?
You did, yes.
Okay, yep. All right, Dave sent us this WhatsApp voice note.
Hey, Adrian, Jeremy, to be honest with you, I don't see the point in letting kids go to birthday parties just right now, because if you're going to have them in schools being separated in pods and being kept separate and everyone kind of doing the right thing there, what's the point then at the weekends and just letting them go off to a birthday party and completely throwing that kind of work out the window? I just don't see the point in that. I think chances are 99.9% of the time they're safe. But even if there's that 0.1 of a chance right now of your kid getting sick, why would you bother risking it, you know? All this is blowing over pretty fast. So this time next year, hopefully everything will be back to complete normality. But for now, I'd be saying no.
Yeah, and obviously that's your right. But here's the point that I've been making all through this pandemic, that we're being very careful about things like birthday parties and playgrounds and stuff like that. Yet you go to any housing estate anywhere in this country, any day of the week when it's not flashing out of the heavens, and it's a free-for-all with kids. They're out playing, they're doing what children do. So this is just another bit of doing what children do and have a little bit of a party. We're going to play one more. Laura sent us this voice note. She's playing it safe.
Well, to be honest, I feel sorry for the kids, but my kids won't be having a class party this year either, like they didn't last year. But if they got invited to a party, I'd feel guilty not letting them go because there are other children going. Plus, they're in school with them anyway. Yes, they're in pods in school, but out on yard, they're allowed to play with whoever they want. So, yes, I would let them go to a party.
Yep, well, there you are. She would, and an awful lot of parents
she'd let them go,
are now...
Yeah, she'd let them go, but she wouldn't be happy about it, though. That's what she's saying. She'd let them go, but...
Okay, but like I said, most of us are in a very different headspace now with regards to COVID-19. And the example I gave, my mum and dad in their house yesterday with 3 of my mum's friends over in the house, all celebrating her 75th birthday. No masks, no social distancing, lots of hugs. And it was wonderful to see. So they're relaxed because they're vaccinated. And if your young child walked into my mother's house or his grandmother's house, he is no threat to her. And he's also no threat to himself because even if he got the thing, he's not going to get very sick from it. That's the fact. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for getting involved in that conversation. You're watching Opinion Matters with Adrian and Jeremy. And it's time for my favorite part of the week. This is the part of the week where we ask you to share with us some good news on Good News Friday. Now, yes, I love this time of the week where we get to bring you a bit of good news. We call this Good News Friday. And basically what we ask you to do is to share with us a little teeny weeny bit of good news from your world. Now, it can be the smallest little thing, or it can be major good news. So if you have a good news story that you'd like to share with us, send us a WhatsApp voice note right now to 085 825 2626. Save that number into your phone as Adrian and Jeremy, and then send it to us to 085 825 2626, and we will share your good news. So just record a very quick WhatsApp voice note. If you're looking at us right now, get your phone and you go into WhatsApp and you press the record button and you send us a WhatsApp voice note. Okay, 085 825 2626. Send us a little bit of good news. Have you any good news?
Here's my good news. There's my good news right there.
What is that?
That is a new Xbox game that just arrived in the post this morning. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
That's a conversation for next week.
It's not we've had before.
Men of your age getting excited about games arriving in the post. Good God. Anyway.
You asked me what my good news...
Okay, what's your good news? Go on.
Are you going to shut up or are you going to make fun of me?
What's your good news, Jeremy?
Oh, I'm losing the wheel here. Okay, this morning, this arrived in the post, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Xbox game Star Wars Squadrons. I've been dying to play the...
Sorry,
are you okay there?
This isn't your son's good news, no? That he got a video game. No, that's not his good news. This is your good news.
Look at the age. My son can't play it. It's 12s. It's 12s. Have you ever played a video game in your life?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
When? Tetris, probably. Was it Tetris? Or something like that?
Yeah, I still play Tetris. Oh. Okay, sorry. Jeremy's good news. He got a video game in the post. I'm sorry. Congratulations, Jeremy.
News. There you go. Okay, go.
Okay, Jeremy's good news is he got a video game in the post.
You're such a dick. You know that you really are a dick.
Oh, okay.
Hang on a sec. Hang on. Look, hold on. So we have Lego supervillains. We have Lego Avengers.
Stop.
Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront 2.
No. Okay, that is Jeremy's good news.
Star Wars, The Force
I
Awakens.
don't need to see any more. Jeremy's good news is you guys loads of video games that are suitable for 3-year-olds. Okay, if you've got a bit of good news, send us, please, a WhatsApp voice note to 085 825 2626. If you've got a bit of good news, we'd love to hear from you. 085 825 2626. Now, as always, on Good News Friday, we're delighted to feature Master Luke Dixon with his bit of good news. So let's have a listen to Master Dixon.
Lads, turn the music off.
No,
sorry,
it's great.
Luke, sorry,
I
no, it's staying.
can't hear myself think.
Oh, okay, I'll turn it down a bit.
That's much better.
Okay, there you go, Luke. Thank you.
Go on, just turn it back on then.
Bring it up.
But no singing along, Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
I said stop singing.
Sorry.
Anyway, remember last week I was telling you all that I was going to see my grannies. Well, it happened and I went inside. I went into both their houses and had a great chat. My mommy and daddy were wearing their face masks too. My mommy said to my daddy, "Jerry, you look better with the face mask on."
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, we had a great chat and great catching up. And I made everyone very happy. Oh, and before I go, I want to say a big shout out to all the Huns going to Penny's this morning.
How are you, Huns?
Enjoy yourself, girls. And remember, no trying on the clothes before you buy it. Anyway, I have to run. I'm going down to Penny's to get some boxer shorts.
All right, Luke, thank you very much indeed for your good news. That is Master Luke Dixon with his good news. If you have some good news that you'd like to share with us, just send us a WhatsApp voice note right now to 085 825 2626. It's a very easy number, and put it into your phone, please, and save it as Adrian and Jeremy. It's Opinions Matter with Adrian and Jeremy. Send us a WhatsApp voice note to 085 825 2626 if you have a bit of good news. You're a sad man. You're a pathetic case of a human.
Do you even know what one of these is? Do you know what this is?
Yes, I know it. It's an Xbox controller. Yes, I know exactly what it is.
Oh, well done. Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
You should come over to my gaff some evening. We'll have a gaming evening. Great crack.
Yeah, if you're playing adult games, you're playing... Oh, you're pathetic. 085 825 2626 if you would like to share with us a little bit of good news. Get it into us as quick as you possibly can because we're not going to be here for too long. 085 825 2626. This is good news from Sandy.
Good morning, Adrian and Jeremy. Good news Friday. I'm off for one day. Woohoo! Like a holiday. Talk to you later. Have a great weekend.
Thanks very much indeed, Sandy.
The good news is she wants a holiday. We all want a holiday. Yeah,
we all want a holiday, exactly. Send us a WhatsApp voice note, 085 825 2626 if you have a little bit of good news that you would like to share with us. 085 825 2626 if you have a bit of good news that you would like to share with us. We've seen Jeremy's good news that he has games that are suitable for 3-year-olds. Is that what it is? Yeah. 3? Was that the age?
No, excuse me. 7.
085 825 2626 if you have a bit of good news that you would like to share with us. Mick sent us this bit of good news.
Hi lads, Michael here again. Just a quick one. My good news Friday is that today My daughter is actually 16 years old. So happy birthday, Caitlin. Have a great day. See you in the summer. She lives in the UK. Thanks, lads.
All right, very good. Thank you. 085 825 2626. And by the way, if you are watching this on Facebook, why not share it to your own Facebook page so that other people can join in the fun? Okay, 085 825 2626 with a bit of good news.
By the way, that guy Mick who just shared his good news, he was saying, you probably remember I was on the show before about not being in touch with my daughter for 11 years. Do you remember his story?
I do. I do.
Well, the good news is that we're back in touch a few months now, and it's really good. I'm looking forward to going to the UK to give her a hug after all this time. That is, imagine that,
news.
11 years to be estranged from your child.
Yeah, that is great news, actually.
When Mick probably last saw his child, she was a child and is probably now an adult, you know. That's going to be a very emotional time for you, Mick. Fair play to you.
Best of luck to you, Mick. 085 825 2626. If you have a bit of good news that you'd like to share with us, please share it with us very quickly, because we're only going to be on here for another couple of minutes. 085 825 2626. Record a WhatsApp voice note and send it in to us. This is good news from John.
Hi, Adrian, Jeremy, doing a great show. Doing fantastic, actually, enjoying it more. Good news Friday for me, myself and my partner both got an appointment for a vaccination next week. So, yeah, well, happy celebrating this happy Friday. And have a good Friday yourselves. Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, John. Thank you very much.
Is that bingo, John? Is that bingo, John?
That is bingo, John. Yeah.
I'm actually, here's a true story, folks. I'm doing something tonight. Adrian thinks I'm going to be playing computer games, but I'm actually doing something tonight that I have never, ever done. And it was you that actually coaxed me into doing it. That's Bingo John there that we just heard from. His name isn't actually Bingo John, by the way. We'll call him Bingo John. And John runs Zoom Bingo. Basically, it's bingo on Zoom. And I've never, ever done it before, but everybody I know is doing it at the moment because it's the cool thing to do. Zoom Bingo was like, you know, it's the in thing now. And Adrian twisted my arm to play a bit of Zoom Bingo tonight. And I'm actually...
I promise you'll enjoy it. It's great fun. It really is. The thing about Zoom Bingo versus, say, bingo in a pub or in a big hall or whatever is you can have hundreds of people playing a Zoom Bingo and the prizes can be quite good. So, Zoom Bingo. You're going to play tonight. You are going to play.
Well, I'm going to get sloshed before I play it. That's okay.
I don't care what stage you're in playing it.
So we're going to put the kids to bed early, have a couple of...
And you're going to play Zoom Bingo.
And,
all right.
I'm going to play Bingo. But actually, we'll have to get some of our listeners to play it actually one of the weeks as well. Wouldn't that be a good idea to get them to play? Because there's a lot of people... I would never step foot inside a bingo hall. I've never been in a bingo hall, yeah? But the idea of playing it on the idea of playing it on Zoom, and come here, does Bingo John, does he do all the lingo like two fat ladies, 88?
No, you don't say two fat ladies anymore. That's not politically correct anymore. Yeah, that doesn't get said anymore.
Why? What do you say for 88?
There's a lot of the bingo lingo that has changed. So two fat ladies is not a thing anymore. It's gone. It's gone. Very quickly, if you have a bit of good news, get it into us right now to 085 825 2626. Share with us a bit of good news. This is good news from Gav.
Good morning, guys. It's very nice to hear you again. And my good news is that I went in Penny's on Tuesday morning. Woo-hoo.
I have to say, there's something else I just can't, for the life of me, get my head around. I can't. To see during the week people selling their Penny's appointments online for a couple of £100. And what's even more bizarre is that people were actually buying the Penny's appointments for a couple of £100. I just can't get it, considering the shop is going to be open next Monday. It's going to be open. We can just walk in off the street into Penny's from next Monday. I just don't get it. I tell you one thing, though. If I were Penny's or Primark, I'd be fairly chuffed with myself that and it was the same last year when they reopened, that there was such a demand for what they do. No excitement about the fact that all the other sections in Dunnes Stores is going to be open next week. Nobody's excited about that.
It's all about Penny's. It's all about Penny's.
It's all about Penny's. Anyway, well done to everybody who managed to get a Penny's appointment.
Here.
Are you even looking forward to going to Penny's on Monday? No.
Well, here's the whole thing. When Penny's opened, it was a 45-minute appointment, wasn't it? I'm
Yeah.
like, what in God's name would you spend 45 minutes in Penny? I've never been in any clothes shop for 45 minutes. I'm like you. I want a shirt. I go into Zara or H&M. I walk up to the shelf. I see a shirt. Oh, that's a nice shirt. Take it off the shelf. And
Out the door.
I'm gone. 45 shagging minutes in Penny's. What could you be doing for 45 minutes?
I don't know. I've never spent that long in there either.
By the way,
yep.
I slagged you last week over the whole Zoom bingo thing. It's just looking at the comments on our Facebook page. Everybody is into Zoom bingo now.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. It is a big thing. So we'll see how you get on after you play it over this evening and see if you actually enjoy it. I think you will.
I enjoy winning money. Yeah, so that aspect of it, yeah.
Yeah, but exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for sharing with us your good news this week. It's been a very busy Opinion Matters show for the last 45 minutes. And we will be back with you on Monday. And if there's anything over the weekend, and by the way, I've mentioned this to you a few times. For those of you watching, you've obviously been following us on our Facebook page, and we'd like you to spread the love and spread the word that we are on Facebook. And over the next couple of weeks, myself and Jeremy, are working on our new project. We're still working very hard. And by the end of next week, we'll be really making rapid progress on our new project, which will be available to everybody. So this is just the start. What we're doing here on Facebook, we've a lot more in the pipeline over the coming weeks. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. Have a great weekend. And we will talk to you on Monday right here on our Facebook page. And our Jeremy's off to play.
To play with me joystick.
Yeah, you're a sad man. All right, have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Bye-bye.